Hail to the Redskins. The NFL team is getting its own craft beer. Devil's Backbone is brewing 2 new beers that will be sold at FedEx Field this season. Now you can choose between the Burgundy Ale, there it is, or the Gold Ale. Then you can vote online for which brew you want to become the official Redskins Ale. All right, Jermaine, what's your pick there?
I like it.
Ale to the Redskins.
Yeah. You're a winner both ways.
Clever.
Yeah, go either side. Whatever's refreshing for you, roll with that. Burgundy or gold, either one.
A big game for them today.
I tell you, they're trying to go 2-0. They're gonna have to do that. They're gonna have to beat those Indianapolis Colts. They're a tough team. So coming up, we roll up I-95 for the home opener for the Redskins. Stick and stay, please.
8 Sports is sponsored by the Haley Automotive Group.
Yes, good evening, everyone. I hope your Sunday was wonderful and blessed. I'm Jermaine Ferrell, like Big Mama on the movie Soul Food. I'm serving up good food, but I'm also here to serve you up sports for your soul. Now, the Washington Redskins looking to build on last week's impressive season opening win in the Valley of the Sun. They have their home opener today at FedEx Field against the Indianapolis Colts. So let's go to FedEx Field first quarter action. Andrew Luck hooking up with Eric Ebron on the fade route. Going to the barbershop, getting the fade. 7-0 Colts. A little dancing there. Meanwhile, Naheem Hines, that's running, son. Good job there. 8-yard score, 14-3 Colts. Same score, though. Andrew Luck, unlucky on this play. He's going to get some haterade. DJ Swearinger with his second pick of the ball game. That would lead to field goal kicking courtesy of Dustin Hopkins. He's going to nail this 27-yarder, 14-6 Colts. It's now 14-9 Indy. The Redskins close, but Andrew Luck would get back on the good foot. T.J. Hilton with the touchdown, 3 yards out. And the Colts win this one 21-9. The Skins fall to 1-1. Next Sunday at 1, Washington, they'll host the Green Bay Packers. Staying in the NFC East, the defending Super Bowl champions. Philadelphia Eagles making a trip to Tampa Bay's turf, battling the Bucs. First play of the ball game, Ryan Fitzpatrick, where have you been, son? Hooking up with former Eagle D.J. Jackson, and that boy is gone. 75 yards, 7-0 Bucs. Same score in the second quarter, and the Eagles would come back. Corey Clement, 15-yard score. He gets it in at 7, all tie. Back comes Ryan Fitzpatrick. He must be Tropicana because he has juice. O.J. Howard with the catch, and he's going to go, guess what, 75 yards. Second one for Fitzpatrick, and the Bucs, they haul off the Eagles, though, 27-21. Sunday Night Football features the Giants in Arlington, Texas, to play the Dallas Cowboys. Sunday is also college football poll day, and the Virginia Tech Hokies getting a bye week due to Hurricane Florence. They stay 10th in the poll, and they move up 1 place to 10th in the coaches' poll. Next up for Tech is a trip to Norfolk this Saturday for a 3:30 game against the Old Dominion Monarchs. Again, kickoff set for 3:30. Well, next weekend, NASCAR crew comes to Richmond. Right now, they're in Vegas for the playoff race, and right now, with 16 laps to go, Brad Keselowski, winner of the last 2 races, leading in Vegas. We'll have more in the race tonight at 11. And that does it for 8 Sports at 6. I hope all of your teams are winners. We're back with more 8 News coming up on the other side.
Right now on 8 News at 11, I-95 in North Carolina shut down after Florence floods roadways. How drivers are handling the detour. And I-95 isn't the only route hit hard. We'll show you other roads flooded by Florence. Plus, spotted over the ocean, a waterspout forms just off the coast of Myrtle Beach.
I'm Jermaine Ferrell in your Sunday Night Sports. We have highlights from the Redskins, plus the first playoff race of the NASCAR season from Las Vegas.
Today's top stories and your Storm Tracker 8 weather in the first 8 minutes. 8 News starts now. Race week is here with a fresh fan experience, putting you closer to the action.
8 News takes you inside the new Richmond Raceway.
Live report Speed Week on 8 News.
Haley Auto Group proudly sponsors 8 Sports.
Yes, we do.
Ale to the Redskins. The NFL team is getting its own craft beer. Devil's Backbone is brewing 2 new beers that will be sold at FedEx Field this season. Now, you can weigh in. You can choose between the Burgundy Ale or the Gold Ale. There's the choices there on the screen for you. And just vote online for which brew you want to become the Redskins official ale. Quite the choice there, Jermaine, right?
It looks like one is stronger than the other.
I was just
Right, I
looking
guess.
at myself Burgundy
Yeah.
a little bit
Can we
higher.
pull up the graphic real quick,
Yeah.
you guys in the background?
I have no idea what
it looked
this
like
even
one was
means. I don't
stronger. We can
drink
see it real
beer,
quick.
so I have no idea.
Yeah, there it is. All right, so
6.2, yeah.
the ale is 6.2. The gold is, I'm sorry, the Burgundy 6.2. The gold is 5.6. So that could influence your
I
decision.
think it could.
See, that means
or it
nothing
could
to me.
really
I'm not really a
influence
drinker, so I go with which one looks prettier. Anyway,
Speaking of looking pretty,
That's-
not me,
take
but
it away, Jermaine.
But you know, it's Sunday, it's fall, we're talking
right.
NFL football. Yes, we are. Coming up, Redskins look to go to 2-0, plus we sprinkle in some NASCAR playoff action from Las Vegas. Stick and stay, please.
8 Sports is sponsored by the Haley Automotive Group.
Yes, good evening, everyone. I hope your Sunday was wonderful and blessed. I'm Jermaine Ferrell, like coffee. I'm here to open up your eyes to the world of sports. Washington Redskins today at the crib hosting their home opener at FedEx Field against the Indianapolis Colts. Washington looking to build on last week's impressive 24-6 season opening win in the Valley of the Sun over the Arizona Cardinals. Half a century home sellout streak is over for the Redskins today. The announced attendance of 57,000 was about 25,000 short of the 82,000 that FedEx Field seats. But Andrew Luck was lucky on this play to Eric Ebron with the fade route. 7-0 Colts. 7-3 Colts second quarter. Naheem Hines running it in from 8 yards out. And the running back dancing like our producer, Sarah, after she produces a great show. 14-3 Colts. It's now Andrew Luck dropping back to pass. He's going to get some haterade. Intercepted DJ Swearing, his second pick of the ball game, leading to a 27-yard field goal from Dustin Hopkins. 14-6 Colts. It's now 14-9 Colts, and Andrew Luck finding T.Y. Hilton on the short crossing route 3 yards out. Colts extend the lead to 21-9, and they win by that same score, 21-9. Skins fall to 1-1, as you can expect. A different mood in the locker room between this week and last week for the D.C. crew.
I mean, it's really hard every single week, to come out here, and that's the challenge. That's the great challenge of it. And we had a chance here, home opener, to come and do that, and didn't get it done. It's same time, though, I mean, I think we need to use this constructively, build off it, find ways to get better and improve so that we are more consistent.
Well, we're 1-1, obviously, and excited and upbeat as we were after last week. We're probably a little bit down this week, and that's pro football. And you have to handle the good with the bad and see what type of team you're made of, how we handle adversity, and this is an adverse situation. Never like to lose at home, ever, but we did. Now we have to bounce back in a big way and get ready for a Aaron Rodgers-led Packer team.
Now, as Jay Gruden said, the Redskins' next opponent, the Green Bay Packers, that game will be at FedEx Field next Sunday at 1. Well, Sunday is college football poll day. Virginia Tech Hokies getting a bye week due to Hurricane Florence. They stay at number 13 in the AP poll, but they move up one place to 10th in the coaches poll. Next up for Tech, a trip to Norfolk this Saturday for a game against the Old Dominion Monarchs. Kickoff set for 3:30, where next weekend the NASCAR crew comes to Richmond for the Xfinity and Monster Energy Cup Series. But today is the start of the playoffs for the Monster Energy Cup Series as they are in Las Vegas for the South Point 400. Things rocking and rolling here. About 30 laps to go. Kyle Larson doing something right here. He led for 24 laps, but he finished second. Now 17 laps to go on the restart. This will be Brad Keselowski's world. We're just living in it. He would take over Larson on the lead. Keselowski, remember, won the last 2 races as he's doing a good job. Joey Logano trying to make a move, but then in the back you'll see a little bit of a crash. Now, that would force a restart, so with 2 laps to go, we would go to overtime, and in the end, Keselowski would dominate, and he would give Team Penske its historic 500 combined win, accounting for all forms of motorsports the team has entered. The win also guaranteed Keselowski a spot in the next round of the NASCAR playoffs. Keselowski also has third straight win. He is just balling, shot calling. Well, next Saturday night, the NASCAR crew, as we mentioned, they'll be at the Richmond Raceway for the Federated Auto Parts 400. So we'll have all the coverage coming up this week. Natalie and myself got you covered like a blanket. That does it for 8 Sports at 11. Hope all of your teams are winners. More 8 News coming up on the other side.